Hello guys, and welcome you in Twingo, where I'm currently in. Unfortunately, the car is without the engine and gearbox and anything, so we couldn't accelerate. I couldn't even start it up to show it to you, but hopefully one day we'll put the engine back and we'll be able to compare it maybe with Corolla. That would be lovely, but that's the future. Now let's speak about what happened actually in Finland during the recent round, which was second round for us in this season, third according to Drift Masters, but of course it's understandable. Yeah, everything starts from the briefing. Everything was understandable, and we went straight to Friday, where we started as a Group C this time, which I was in, fortunately, and it was good in the end because we started on the settings from the last year, and from the beginning it was perfect. We actually attended qualification with the same settings as we started for our first practice run, so it couldn't be better for having a good practice session. My first qualification run. I made a mistake on the first transition. I think that I flicked the car exactly on some sort of bump, and then my Supra snapped to a big angle, and from now on there was a fight to get to the outside zone number 4. The rest of the run was okay, so the judges score me with 88 points, which I knew that with this track it's gonna be hard to qualify with, so yeah, we need to improve. Once my second run started, I was positive, I wanted to have fun, and immediately I flicked the car with a too big angle. I managed to save it somehow and initiate smoothly, but I knew that from the initiation it wasn't maybe as good as I was willing it to be, but I managed to save it, complete the run, which in the end was really okay. Everything was put together nicely, and yeah, we get 97.2 points, which put a huge smile on my face and my team. So in the end, after qualification, we are all happy, and we get the third position, which put us in qualification showdown. Yeah, and we decided that we stick to our decision, even though the practice was in tandems and everything was okay. We got only one car for this season, which is proper and prepare for like fighting for the best spots, and we decided that we will just give up. As I mentioned on our previous episode, the qualification showdown is not for us this year, at least.
Full Mustang as they come through that inside zone. Dean looks for the out and now starts to open the throttle. Can he drive away? Certainly can. Nakamura, a little wobble, tries to find Dean. Dean goes wide, holds it onto the circuit just about. They both slow down for that final outside zone across the zone. And look at this from Nakamura. He's not going to give up without a fight, that's for sure, as he now starts to dial on the angle. Aggressive bites at the side of that S15. And McKeever leads him into outside zone 4. Flexes the spoiler on the back of that S15. Big speed from both guys. They keep a hold of it though as they fire through that second to last outside zone on the wall across the line. That he got the win. Here we go. Slide him left for McKeever, right for Nakamura. Who's going to win the qualifying showdown? Oh, it's a split decision, but it's Naoki Nakamura wins the qualifying showdown as Nakamura takes the top step on the qualifying showdown and bags the most amount of points available. And he's super happy. And even McKeever says, yeah, fair enough.
Yeah,
What do you guys think? That's awesome, man. What a beginning of the season for him. That's excellent. Really, great thing. Thank you for helping him out here, you know? Yeah, it's awesome. It's really awesome.
Is the guy who's behind me and his first victory in the Rift Masters. I'm really cannot express enough how much I congratulate them. I'm very happy to see the Valino teammate on the top spot of the podium, and especially if it's Naoki Nakamura, straight from Japan with this car. Amazing story, winning with James Dean, winning with Dwayne McKeever. Yeah, can't wait for tomorrow. Unfortunately, all forecast says that it's gonna be raining, but hopefully it's gonna be like that for the fall competition, and fingers crossed that tomorrow we'll put a good show simply. So guys, thank you for today and see you tomorrow. Hey! Dobrze? Dobrze? Dobrze. So yeah, let's move to the main day, Saturday. Here the story begins again. During each of my practice run, there was a different amount of weather. There was a different amount of wet patches on the track. So we managed to test various grip scenarios, which still wasn't enough as it turns out, because for the main competition the conditions were even more different simply. So let's move to top 32. My first battle was against Teemu Asuma. If I pronounce it badly, I'm sorry, I am just trying my best with my Finnish accent. During which I had my first opportunity to use the new rules that allow you to choose, as a higher qualified driver, do I want to lead or chase first. And cruelly, because the conditions were really tough, I put Teemu on the lead position first. The conditions on the track was really patchy. The track starts to dry up battle after battle, so since I didn't know what the track should be like, I thought that this would be the best decision for me. As it turns out, it was a good decision, because the track on the first corner was semi-wet. Then it starts to dry up, your car starts to accelerate, and then you are welcomed by the huge lake, which was successfully slowing you down. And that's what happened to my opponent in this spot where this huge patch of water was. He spun. So my goal now was just to complete the lap on my lead run, which I did in a very CC way. Yeah, after the battle I apologized Teemu, and he seems to be fine. He understood, doesn't have any objections. It seems like he was more excited than he get to the competition and have the opportunity to show himself in top 32, which was very positive from him. Yeah, but still like a bit sour experience, but we are happily in top 16, in which I was battling Orion Nielsen. Here the conditions were very similar to the runs which we made in practice session just before the competition, so we decided that we'll stay on the lead, do it in a classical way. My lead was okay till maybe last 2 meters of the track, when I was okay in the zone, but then on the last concrete block I touched it with my car, and I felt that the judges might seen it as a bit too severe connection with the wall, that my bumper made collapse a bit too much and it was simply too deep. So I tried to stay close to him, but having in the back of my head that his car is very long and I need to give him a space for transitions, which I try to do as good as possible as I can, and the majority of the run was good, apart from the last part. But I also want to avoid the situation if I will go too deep behind him and spun like Randall behind Keski Korpi, which I actually do the same behind Keski Korpi in practice session. I spun before the last outside zone, so I knew that I need to be careful there and try not to risk too much, knowing that the run was good on the previous part. And that's what I did, and judges said that this was enough and gave me the promotion to top 8, in which, as it occurs, I was about to battle Conor Shanahan. Conditions looked okay. Nothing to be surprised about, so I went on my lead run. I knew that Conor likes to drive second outside zone deep from the beginning, so I tried to do the same. But the outcome of that was that I pushed too much when the zone ends, and that put me on a bit slower part of the track. But it wasn't a mistake, just not ideal position, let's say. After that I transitioned into fourth outside zone, and then my steering wheel starts to move towards me. As it occurs, the lock unlatched and whole wheel starts to move everywhere. I figured out that if I will try to look for the latch, I might do some errors, so I decided let's continue like that and just hold the steering wheel, which was a bit trickier than I thought, because you have to let it go. Also, I continue with the run, and because of this situation, after my last transition, I forgot that the track really dries up in the end, and that caused me to miss the last outside zone. So I know that for my chase run I need to really push hard if I want to advance. So I tried to do as best as I can, and in the end it was quite enjoyable, to be honest. I saw that his doors was getting squeezed a bit by my front wheel, but not in a way that it impacted his run. I have to say that this is one of those moments that you really enjoy what you're doing. This chase run was simply good fun. Wouldn't be possible, of course, without a good lead run from Conor, and that he get into the last outside zone. It was enough to convince judges and give us one more time. For the one more time, we actually didn't do much with the car. We just need to fasten my seatbelt again, enhance device, which took a bit more time than expected, unfortunately. And I need to clean up my shoes because we went out of the car for the judge's decision. It was wet. We don't want to have wet shoes and then wet pedals, just it causes always some slippage. So this took a bit of time. As it occurs, it was enough for the track to dries up even more. And I realized that especially in the second outside zone, the second part of this second outside zone, because suddenly when I get there, car starts to accelerate like on no other run before. Suddenly my gear was too short and I wasn't able to decelerate with an angle. So after I transitioned, I was going way faster than I should for those conditions, and get on the part of the track that wasn't used and the grip wasn't there. So next part was only waiting for the impact, and after that my tire detached, suspension arm bent, and I could only feel that the whole car begs me to stop, which I did after I finished the run. But still, when I get to the start line, I get the news that I was already aware for, that I'm not allowed to drive the car in that conditions anymore, so I could only wave to the crowd. And that's how our story ends in Finland. In the end, it was our best result there, mainly because the car wasn't braking and was staying in one piece for the whole event, which I'm very thankful to my whole crew for achieving that. The car was flawless, and they also take care about the car, so it was working perfectly for the whole duration of the event. Thank you guys, that was really great job for you. Also, great congratulations for Conor, who won the whole event. Really great driving. And what else I can tell you? Next one is Ireland, which probably will welcome us with similar weather conditions. So at least we know that the car behaves really well in these, and we should be ready. Big thanks for all the sponsors and everyone who was supporting me and was simply the part of our team. Thank you all. Thank you to the fans for cheering me up. And guys, fingers crossed for Ireland. Take care and see you there. Ciao.